New York, Jimmy, welcome to the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please. What's on your mind from WOR land?
Yes, a few years ago in Russia, in Moscow, there were apartment bombings, apartment buildings bombed. But the local police in Moscow arrested, caught in the act, they caught FSB planting bombs in the buildings. Now, this is exposed...
Whoa. Let's stop now. I see where you're going. In other words, Putin set off the bombs himself, you're going to say?
In the past, Litvinenko, remember the Russian KGB...
Jimmy, there's only a limit to how far I'm willing to allow the show to be taken by anybody. Now, I know that you're a fanatical anti-communist, and I respect you for that. But you're not arguing that Putin set off the bombs himself, killing people on the subway and now in southern Russia, are you?
Do you remember Litvinenko poisoned in London?
I knew him myself. I used to buy chopped liver from him over in Brighton Beach. Of course I knew Litvinenko.
Litvinenko was murdered in London. He was
the one who ate the polonium sushi.
Right, the one who was murdered by Putin's people because he exposed the fact that Ayman al-Zawahiri, the number 2 al-Qaeda leader, was trained by the Soviets. But in the book he wrote, Blowing Up Russia, he even has the names FSB, which is the modern...
Let's take your conspiracy theory that Putin set people on to blowing up the subways and now in southern Russia. Why would he do that?
Well, they want to create the illusion that Russia is also a victim of radical Islam when the Soviets are behind radical Islam. It was their long-range plan to bypass mutual assured destruction. It's the Russians building the nuclear threat in Iran. It's Russian intelligence who toppled the Shah. I mean, this is incredible. And now the Putin admitted...
You just said it's Russian intelligence who toppled the Shah and brought in Khomeini. So Jimmy Carter had nothing to do with it, or Jimmy Carter now is a stooge of the ex-Soviet Union?
Jimmy Carter's advisors from the Institute for Policy Studies in Washington, that's a KGB front group, very well known, tax exempt. It's incredibly powerful.
Well, Jimmy Carter, I know, has long been a red. That I know, he's a wobbly red. Absolutely. I totally accept that. That's my opinion as well. I think Jimmy Carter is a traitor.
Exactly.
No, I accept that. He's an anti-Semite and a traitor. I accept both of those allegations. From my reading, my analysis, and the way this man has behaved, that is a given, but I really couldn't accept that he's behind this right now. I mean, look, anything's possible, but where do you come up with a thing like this?
Let me explain this. If I'm your neighbor, I blow up your house.
Well, please, don't even say it. Do me a favor.
I break my window at the same time.
Can we do, Jimmy? I'm not going to be crude now, but I'm going to say goodbye. I can't. After yesterday with the bodies in Islamburg, I can't take it anymore. I got the crazy people yesterday. Once you start in drifting, the next thing you know, you don't know what's going to come up. He was with the dead bodies in the Islamburg, and I see his mother. I didn't know where to go with it. Then I had a woman calling. It got nuttier by the second. That I don't really know that Obama was put here by the Muslim. I mean, come on, give me a break. Isn't it enough that he's a naked Marxist-Leninist? Why do you have to go to the extreme that he was put here by the Muslims? Let's back off for a minute. There are bad people in the world, and not everything is a conspiracy. That's all. There are radical Islamists who were not put there by Putin. In fact, they've been around longer than Putin's been around, if you want to get specific. Since around the 7th century, they've been trying to convert the world to Islam. So Putin all of a sudden, okay, next case.